What's going on, Wolfman fans? I told you I was going to be back. I am back. Unfortunately, this isn't one of my cool edited videos because kind of an interesting situation. We have one desktop and two laptop computers, and only one mouse. It's one of those cool, USB, Bluetooth kind of plug and play mice, whatever. The wife took it to her work to use with her laptop at work. And guess where it is? Still at work. So I can't really do anything on my computer here at the house. Really need to get another mouse, but that's okay. We're doing this tonight, old school style, here in the truck. So bringing you guys along with me. Guys, I know it's been beat to death, but I'm gonna weigh in on it now. It's my turn. Beto O'Rourke. Oh my God. Excuse me, Robert Francis, because his name's not Beto. First, look, don't run for president using your nickname, you fucking moron. That's not how this works. You don't. If I was to run for president, I wouldn't run under Wolfman West. No, I would use my actual first name because it's professional. Him using his street-given nickname it just shows how unprofessional this individual is, first and foremost. Secondly, look, we all saw what he said. And I said it before, it's like these guys aren't even trying to hide anymore what their aim is. Case in point, fucking Beto O'Rourke. This dude, he was asked whether or not he would support gun confiscation. I think that's what they actually specifically asked about. Anyway, and he said, hell yes, we are coming for your AR-15s. We're coming for your AK-47s. That is his plan. Not hiding it anymore. Not making up stupid little things to make you, little cool sounding phrases to make it seem like, we're not really coming for your guns. No, they want to dismantle the Second Amendment completely. Take it out. No American citizen has the right to bear arms. That's what they want. Why? Because then after that, nobody has the ability to physically oppose them because nobody has weapons. They've taken them all. And then they're free to dismantle the First Amendment. They're just able to dismantle the entire Constitution and Bill of Rights in favor of what they want. Hold on, my cigarette went out and I'm a little bit pissed off and I'm smoking, so deal with it. Anyway, here's what I have to say. As a gun-toting Texan myself, what I have to say, come on, Bobby O, come take it. Come and take it. We are packing and we're not giving them up easy. That's how this works. Right there. That says it all. So for those of you out there who don't understand the come and take it flag, I know it's pretty self-explanatory what it means, but a lot of you guys don't realize. A little bit of history lesson for you. That's actually a Texas flag. And it's hysterical how that all relates. Beto has said stuff about how Texans are like, oh yeah, we enjoy having our guns and stuff, but we really don't need them. And if it makes the world a safer place, we'd be happy to, hand them in or cut them up or whatever. I'm like, what the fuck? What Texans is he talking to? Who is he talking about? Texans are notoriously, pro-gun. It would surprise you guys to know that we're not a constitutional carry state. We're not. I'm surprised too. I thought we would have been the first state to do that. But no, we still believe that if you're going to carry a gun, you have absolutely the right to do it, but you need to be trained. You need to understand the laws regarding, opening fire, even in self-defense. What you can do, what you can't do, the things you should avoid, or the things that you should try to proactively do. Those kind of things. And, a range test. We want to make sure that the weapon that you are carrying, you can use, that you know how to shoot it accurately. without hurting anybody. So, yeah, we still believe in that. But I'll tell you what, we're not ready to give them up. So I don't know what Texans he's talking about. And that flag has been making a big comeback recently. It's been making its rounds around Facebook and social media all over the place. You know why? Because that flag says it all. You want it, come and take it. And I know I don't need to explain that, but let me explain the flag itself, where it comes from. That is a Texas flag that is called the Gonzales flag. If you want to know more about this, feel free to Google the Battle of Gonzales. I think that's 1835, I think. Don't quote me on that. You'll find out if you Google it. Anyway, this would have been like the first battle of the Texas Revolution. As the story goes, a cannon was given to the settlers in Gonzales, Texas, to defend themselves against attacks from, native Apache and Comanche raids. But the number of the settlers in Texas was growing, and there was a lot of clamor for reform and independence from Mexico. So they started going. It's probably not a good idea. They have this cannon, so they demanded the cannon back. So very quickly, very hastily, very kind of crudely too, if you actually look at what the original flag looked like, they made this flag and they ran it up on a stick, said come and take it. In actuality, it's funny, they sent a battalion of Mexican cavalry to go retrieve this cannon, and the settlers routed the cavalry. They sent them packing, man. We don't play, and I guarantee that's how it is. And I would seriously be worried if somebody up in the, say, I don't know, presidency tried to send federal agents of some kind, or local police or whoever, out to go door by door to try to collect up firearms. There's going to be people getting hurt. There will be bloodshed. I can promise you that. And I'm not saying that coming from me, but there's a lot of people out there who can't control their anger. I can control mine. There's a lot of angry people out there, and God forbid you step on their property and start demanding things from them. They're going to take you out, and they got land to bury you in. So I'm just saying. And here's my question, really. How would mass gun confiscations work? Wouldn't you be able to try to go door to door? Or would you just demand that everybody show up to a certain designated place, bring your weapons, turn them in, whatever? Is that how that would work? Because I guarantee, there would be a ton of people that wouldn't show up. And we'd say, no, screw you. We're not doing it. So what's your next step? See, that plan makes about as much sense as the reparations plan, which is another thing, by the way. They want to try to impose some kind of a reparations plan, which here's my response to that. I ain't paying no damn reparations. You start taking money out of my paycheck to pay reparations for people who have no clue what it's like to be a slave from somebody who never owned a slave. You know what? There's going to be more issues. You people that are still talking about how bad slavery was and how you deserve some kind of reparations for it, you need to get off the plantation. You need to quit living that. We understand collectively it was a bad thing that happened. Let's, we're not dealing with it anymore. Let's move on from it. The same could be said for 9/11. But here's the thing with 9/11. We're reneging on everything we did. That's renege, by the way. Reneging on everything we said we would do. We're going back on the whole we will never forget thing. So it's not quite the same. We're about to, we could potentially experience a lot of problems by letting people downplay what happened and then start making policies that are completely against our American values. And I know that sounds vague as shit, and I apologize, but I think a lot of you guys can see where I'm going with that. So, not quite the same thing. But as far as slavery goes, we abolished slavery. We abolished segregation, although you idiots are trying to bring segregation back for some flippin' reason. You think it's okay because, oh, well, it's segregation, but it's just we're excluding white people. How, how is that any better? Martin Luther King, one of the greatest men in American history, would be rolling in his grave if he saw what you idiots are doing right now in the name of equality. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what, guys. And I'll get back to Bobby O'Dork here in a second. I'll tell you what this boils down to, and this is something all you guys need to remember. We keep hearing from people like Nancy Pelosi, Elizabeth Warren has said it. Multiple people have said this. Diversity is our strength. No, it is not. Diversity is a weakness. Diversity is just diversity is a weakness when that's what we focus on. Diversity really is just it is what it is. It is a we are diverse. It's just a fact. But it doesn't that does not, you know, manifest our strength in any way. We don't get our strength as a nation, as a people from diversity. No. We get strength through unity. We unify together. We come together as Americans, and we stand up for the freedoms that we have been given as Americans, that we should be cherishing and thanking whatever God we worship, if we worship a God at all. Counting our blessings that we have been given. We live in a nation that believes these rights are inherent rights given by God, which means, I'm sorry, I know that annoys a lot of atheists for people to say that, but here's the thing. That just is a good, cool way of saying that no single man on earth has the ability to take it away from you, because those are your rights. They just exist. That's all there is to it. Diversity is just a state of being where we are diverse. We happen to be diverse. Unity is where our strength comes from. We need to unite. Unfortunately, right now we stand very divided. We can fix this, but it's going to take some people really waking up and go, man, I'm being a dumbass. That's all there is to it, really. Quit listening to dumb shits like Beto O'Rourke. That'll help. That really does. It'll help. The minute you tune him out is the better off you'll be. We keep fighting for equality. You got people out there like, we want equality. No, we don't. I don't want equality. I'm gonna risk catching flack for this, but hopefully some people understand this. I want equity. Not equality, equity. Equality is where basically everybody has the exact same shit. Across the board. Everybody's got the exact same thing. No one person's better than any other. Communism works that way, or at least it's supposed to. As long as you're not the person in power, basically that's how it is. Everybody's got about the same amount of nothing. That's how that works. That's equality. Everybody's equal. Nobody's good. Nobody's more rich than any other person. I want equity, which means because we are all so diverse and we all have different things going in our lives, we have the same ability to make each other put each other on equal playing fields. The best way I saw it described, if none of this makes sense, it was two pictures side by side, one representing equality, one representing equity. And on the equality side, you had three people, three different heights, trying to watch a baseball game over a fence. One guy, he could see very well over the fence. The next guy, he could kind of see, he was about right here. Third guy couldn't see over the fence at all. They were all standing on the same size boxes. Then it showed the next picture, equity. Each person had the size box that they needed to be able to see adequately over the fence. So despite their differences, they all had the ability to see the game. And that's what equity is. We all are at different points in our life. We all have different things going on in our life. But we are granted the equity to be able to accomplish the same goals. And you can say all day long, no, well, you can say that because it's white privilege. Look, I still don't know what the fuck y'all are talking about, white privilege. And it's funny, every time I say I don't have, any white person says that they don't have white privilege because of this, that, and the other, they're told, well, you just don't understand white privilege. This is basically what I get out of that. White privilege means I was born with white skin. That's it. That's all that white privilege means. It means literally nothing else because nothing else makes sense. So get off of that fucking horse because it's not going anywhere. Sorry. All right, so I'm going off the rails. Going back to Bobby O'Dork. Listen, dude, come for my guns. I fucking dare you. It's going to be a cold day in hell before I give that up. Just because you think that that'll make the United States a safer place, that's not a good pretext for violating the Constitution, which, by the way, you are supposed to swear to uphold when you take, the position of the presidency. When you take that oath of office, you swear to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States. All of these people, if they're senators or congressmen or whatever, that all talk about doing away with the Second Amendment and stuff like that, they're violating their oath of office. Every one of them. Keep that in mind. These are the people that are getting elected to, hold positions of authority in this country, are people who are willingly going against the very oath that they took. Personally, I think there should be a minimum prison sentence for that. At least call it 5 years for willingly violating your oath. And then you don't get to ever hold a position of government authority in any way. You're not even allowed inside a government building. I don't believe you should be, personally. I'm really wondering, guys, I don't know about you, I'm really wondering what 2020 is going to look like. I truly believe Trump's going to win. Really, at this point, all he has to do is let these idiots talk, and he's pretty much got it in the bag. These people are flipping retarded, every one of them. And they just constantly, every day prove how stupid they are. And here's the thing, I don't even know if they truly believe the nonsense that they're spitting out. I think that maybe in some cases, some of them are just saying stupid shit because they think American people will eat it up. And I will grant you that there are some Americans that will take that bait. Hook, line, and sinker, they'll take it because they are ignorant of the truth. And that's what that's what a lot of these people are counting on. The ignorant people. For them to be the ones that cast the vote that gets them in the office. But what they're failing to understand is that over the last 4 years, more and more Americans have woken up and smelled the coffee, and we're not buying it anymore. We see the bullshit for what it is, and we're not listening. We don't accept your nonsense anymore. Hashtag walk away movement. I follow that so closely because it's so good to hear these people who were on the left. They were voting heavily Democrat their whole lives, and they were all about the leftist stuff. To see them turn around and go, man, I was being lied to. It's nice to see that people realize that. So, my advice to anybody out there, don't buy into the bullshit. As I always say, do your research. Know what you're talking about. Try to know what you're talking about. Don't even take my word, take my opinion, because these are my personal opinions. Go out and do your own research. If you have an opinion counter to mine, feel free to drop it in the comments. We'll discuss. I've discussed things like this before. I'd be happy to discuss it again. That's what I like to do. I like to generate discussion. The more we talk about it, the more we can understand it, and the more we can see through the bullshit, and we can come to understand it. Now, if you want to get on here and argue and just call me a bigot or a white supremacist or something like that, which, by the way, I'm going to say it has not happened yet, so count my blessings for that one. But if you're that kind of person who wants to do that, go find a different channel to troll on, because I'm not going to listen to you. I'm not going to entertain I'm not going to entertain trolls. I'm not going to entertain people who are so thick-headed that the only things they know, their only argument is racist, bigot, Nazi. If that's your argument, brother, you came to the wrong place. I'm not going to entertain it. But if you want to have a thoughtful discussion, I'd be happy to listen to what you have to say and hear you out and try to take it in and try to see things from your side, and we can have a thoughtful discussion. Maybe we can come to a good conclusion, and that's really what I would like to do. But again, like I said, as far as Beto O'Rourke's concerned, he can suck it. Screw that guy. I don't think he's going to get anywhere. I believe Bernie's just out of his flippin' mind, and I believe people see that now, that dude's just out of his mind. He's a crazy old man. He's got a lot of money, and he talks about taking money away from the rich. I think people are starting to see he's nuts. Elizabeth Warren, everybody I think at this point knows she's full of shit. Kamala Harris, I don't think that's going to happen. What's his name? Former vice president. Crap, I don't even know. I'm having a brain fart. I can't even remember his name off the top of my head. Oh, Joe Biden. What the hell's wrong with me? So, yeah, Joe Biden, I don't think he's going to... I don't even know if he realizes where he is half the time. But I don't think he's going to make it. So, honestly, Donald Trump's... he's got possession of all his faculties, and all he really has to do is sit back and watch these dudes continue to make asses of themselves. And I think he's got this in the bag. Anyway, that reminds me, November's just around the corner. We still got one more month to go before we get to big time voting. You guys, please register to vote, cast your votes, do your job, do your civic duty. I personally haven't voted in years. I'm going to this year. I didn't vote for years because I didn't feel like voting for the lesser of two evils, and that's kind of what I felt that it would be falling down to. That I felt like that's what I was left with, and I didn't believe in it. Even this last time, I wasn't entirely convinced by Trump. I certainly was hoping he would win over Hillary, but I wasn't convinced by him. At this point, after 4 years, I believe in the work he's been doing. I believe he's caught a lot of crap and a lot of criticism, undue criticism, that he didn't deserve. A man who's put so much effort and so much work into this country to try to help its citizens. America first. Everybody thinks that's a white supremacist ideal. No, that's an American ideal. I don't care what's going on in the Middle East. I know there's people over there that are starving or dying or whatever, and I don't mean to sound heartless, but that's their flipping problem, because we got a lot of issues here that need to be dealt with. And Trump wants to deal with them. I back him. I am behind him 100%. So, you guys, let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know why. And as always, you guys stay awesome. We'll see you in the next video. Later.